I enjoy being around people. You know, portrait photography is so human-centric, and you get to meet so many people, and that is an element of it I really enjoy. I enjoy kind of building those relationships and those connections. I think that when I'm working in portrait, one of the big things for me is definitely the fashion moments that come into it. And just generally like how you could tell, like create a mood, or you could tell a story with photos. It doesn't necessarily have to be a particular narrative, it doesn't have to be a particular mood, but the idea that you could kind of bring together the choice of model, the choice of styling, the choice of location, the lighting, to kind of create a different realm or a different kind of story is always interesting to me, and using kind of those different elements of a shoot and bringing them all together. My name is Sophia Carey and I am a photographer from London, currently based in Manchester. I started photography, I kind of fell into it quite organically. Creativity has kind of always been a thing for me. Initially started photography to kind of get images that I could use within my graphic design, like so that I didn't have to like rely on stock imagery and stuff like that. As time went on, I started taking my camera out with my friends, going to like events like around where I was growing up. Yeah, that's kind of how I got into like event photography, and then met people who wanted portraits, and it just kind of happened from there, like kind of a bit of like a snowball effect. Choosing which medium, I generally always shoot digital, just for that safety element. If anyone kind of has shot with me before, I shoot really quickly. When it comes to like the experimentation in my work, it is literally that. It's me like learning and experimenting and wanting to have a better grasp of maybe more technical. I never studied photography, so everything that I'm doing is just me working out if there's a better way of doing something or how something might look, and that kind of, I think, probably comes through. I've always been into like art, like drawing and painting and stuff like that. That's what my creativity kind of started with. And the same with like written word, like writing and stuff really interests me. But honestly, I don't make enough time for that sort of thing. And I think that's because like, although photography is my career, it's also my hobby. It's also my switch off. It's just, you know, I might just take my camera for a walk like around my local area and shoot. And that doesn't feel like work because it's not the same as being in the studio or being, you know, at an event or something like that. So for me, when I started my YouTube channel, it was kind of a conscious decision to create a space that I could learn and grow and experiment. I wanted to kind of have a way to document my progress and my learning. So, you know, you can see my entire journey from when I started shooting film to now. Like you can see all of the mistakes, all of the money that I've wasted, all of the rolls of film that I messed up. Like you can see that all documented, and that was very much a conscious decision for myself to be able to document that and to kind of put a little bit of accountability on me to actually see things through and learn and grow. Now I kind of use YouTube as like that space and that place to experiment. So when I want to do like a new lighting setup or test out a new light, it's a place that I can do that and in a weird way almost feel justified in doing that. Because I think as a creative sometimes you can be very much like, I'm not going to do my own projects because of the money that's involved and stuff like that. But when you have YouTube and you have that kind of like outlet, it just kind of gives you like, even if you don't need a justification, it gives you one. Like for my YouTube, like I have learned so much. Like I've learned how to light, I've learned how to shoot film, I've learned how to do video stuff. Like when I started, I literally didn't know any of this. I just had my Canon EOS 650D. I pressed record, I didn't change any settings. I don't know if you even could on that camera. When I started shooting film, I shot like so many blank rolls. I would like forget to turn it portrait and or like, yeah, I made so many mistakes, and that is all kind of documented. And I think that that has kind of been kind of helpful to other people as well in seeing and learning from the mistakes I've made. When it comes to film, that is more something that I shoot for myself because I like the process of it. I like, you know, the process of shooting film and then heading into the darkroom and printing it. My kind of thought process on which medium I'm going to shoot has changed since I started printing, because now I'm more inclined to shoot film if I envision the end product being printed. Like if I think like that would look really good printed, I want to print this idea, then obviously I want to shoot it on film so that I can go into the darkroom and print it. So darkroom printing is something that I started about 6 or 7 months ago. And it's been something that I really enjoyed. It's kind of taking film photography that one step further. It's so therapeutic because you can't have your phone in the dark room. Like, there's no lights at all. You're literally in the dark. So you're just there with what you're doing. And I think that is very detached from the way that we edit digital photography. And it's very refreshing. It's kind of like a sense of mindfulness. I genuinely enjoy the actual process of darkroom printing, but I also love the outcome. I think, you know, a printed film photo just looks so good. Like, and one of the things that I'm hoping to do is kind of develop my style, develop my skills in darkroom printing so that I can kind of carry that through my work and it look professional and it look good, hopefully. So an overview of the project that I'm working on at the moment, it is essentially, in kind of like the most basic terms, a portfolio overhaul. It is me kind of wanting to pivot from where I'm at now in the work I'm producing to pivoting into more of an editorial sphere and more of an editorial look. The idea is to do a series of shoots, editorial shoots with a team, with stylists, makeup artists, etc., maybe even set designers, and pitch those shoots to magazines, to publications, in hopes of getting published and kind of building up my experience in that editorial world. I think the reason I want to make this switch is just because this is the kind of photography I love. Like, when I see editorial photographers, when I pick up like magazines, like they're the sort of images that I really love. Like, I love to like pick up a magazine, like a music magazine or something like that, and like flick through and see kind of like the artists photographed in this kind of like larger than life kind of way. Like, that is really interesting to me. And one of the things that I do throughout my career is work with artists, work with musicians. I love that kind of relationship that you can build because it's very different. It's you're sat there with someone who cares about their art and you care about yours, and that kind of energy is something that I love working with. And I think taking that and taking it from the street, where it's kind of a very relaxed approach, and then putting them in with a stylist and building a set and kind of creating this, you know, this scene around them and around their personality, I think is really interesting.
This is the sort of thing that I really want to be doing, like, you know, like artist features and stuff for like magazines like Clash, like Notion, like Crack, these like full editorials. Yeah, they're sick. These are really good. I've worked for Positive News before. I did like a couple of features for them. But yeah, that sort of thing I really enjoy doing. Pop and Wonderland and The Gentlewoman and Hunger. I know Hunger's ranking, but you know, all of these sorts of things, these are the sort of things I'd love to make work for. It's a really like nice use of like colour and lighting, especially this shot here. And like, because I come from a graphic design kind of background as well, I can really appreciate like the way that they use photos in editorials, like even like little things like matching the type to the styling in the background. Like, these things are like, you know, I would be happy to see my work alongside like good graphic design. I'd also like to make like my own kind of zine or like book or something like that eventually, or sometime soon. Maybe of like my music photography, like more of my like club stuff, maybe. worries. Right, brilliant. Thank you guys.
But yeah, to be honest, it's a weird one when people ask like where you think you're going to be, because I'm really happy with where I'm at now. I hope that I'll be able to travel more. I hope that I'll be able to shoot more of the projects that, you know, I really enjoy shooting and that I've been lucky enough to shoot so far. So as long as I can kind of continue doing what I'm doing now, if I'm still doing what I'm doing now in 5 years' time, but my work is a little bit better, hopefully, or a lot better, then I'll be happy with that.